We are live as we travel the uphill road, coming to you from Black Bottom, number one Detroit. We thank God that we have survived and now have arrived at the last stop. Living with reality, truth, and consequences. Exciting yet thoughtful conversations, monologue, dialogues, dynamic guests, interviews. Most importantly, you, the listening audience. Live chat. Soon coming will be live call-in as we grow. Here at the last stop, we follow proven mathematical steps to its logical, biological, natural, commonsensical conclusion. Like 1 plus 1 equals 2, right? We all learn like that. So Dems, Repubs, Christians, Jews, Muslim, Hindu, and who do you do? Why must we compete when we all say that we believe in peace? In peace. In peace. In peace. Well, all right now, unbuckle your seatbelts. You have arrived at the last stop. I'm your host and conductor, Mansa Bey. And here we are. This is Sunday, June 8th, 2025. Coming at you with this broadcast on this Sunday. As predicted, the riots have begun over the weekend in California, New York, and a few other places. New York not as heavy as California right now, but we look for everything to intensify, to spread. As was predicted, that they call it the Podesta battle plan that they had planned for the 2020 election had Trump won. They were going to do that, but they tabled it because of Biden got in, but now they have reinstated this plan, and just as they had predicted, just as they had written down basically what they were going to do. But the civil unrest has begun. They put the movies out to pre-program us with the movie Civil War. And so the stuff has hit the fan now. I recall back in 9/11, and my reactions there, my immediate thought was, it's stuff that hit this, the popcorn is popping now. It's on like popcorn. So now we have reached this final stage here in the collapse of this country, and or the success of this country with these riots, and they're not going to stop. They're going to swell. They're going to get bigger and bigger. They're going to egg on the authorities. They're going to start burning down properties. They're going to force the authorities to come in and take action. And that is just what they want to do, so that the media that they control, they're all going to say these peaceful demonstrators, they're just being abused by these masked ICE agents and whatnot. The propaganda is hot and heavy. So I'm speaking to you, my family members, those who are tuned in to the last stop, and those who I will send this message out to, and you can, the minister of Farrakhan will say, take it or let it alone. But this thing is going to be a very, very hot summer. Things are never going to return back to the same. It's not coming back to the same thing. So I warn you, in the name of Allah, in the name of truth. And I heard lectures today from Minister Jeffrey Muhammad here in Detroit, number one Detroit. And I also heard the lecture from number 2, Mas Mariam, for Minister Ishmael Muhammad. And they were two powerful lectures that I want to study and marinate with them overnight because the word and the resurrection of the dead, is still taking place. Our people, black people, brown people, and also white people now. You got to understand, this is a universal message that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad has given to us here, is teaching us here. And of all the teachings that we have, they're not called a liar. None of the scientists, none of them calls the teachings a lie. So, but that resurrection work continues to go on. However, Least I smite the earth with a curse. So I implore you, I urge all of you to pay attention to what's going on. Uh, do not swallow the propaganda. These are peaceful protests. The last time, back when they burnt up all the cities over George Floyd, they actually had fires going on in the background talking about it was a peaceful protest. So come on, your believe your eyes, okay? Believe your eyes and look at both sides of this coin.
Tear gas being deployed as protesters clash with police. And News Nation is tracking the unrest in LA County tonight after sweeping raids from immigration and customs enforcement officers today. Joining us now to give insights on the local response to all of this, former NYPD officer Bill Stanton. Thank you so much for staying with us. And I mean, talk us through this. I mean, these ICE raids started around 10 a.m., centering around a Home Depot and a clothing factory. And that's on the federal level, but we're really seeing local law enforcement spreading that concertina wire this hour, zip ties at the ready, trying to hold the line tonight. What role are they being tasked with right now? What is most important right now?
Right now, the utmost priority is safety. Safety for the police officers, safety for the citizens that are not taking part in this.
But the way I see things going and what needs to be done is that they need to be put in jail, prosecuted with no bail. This is this is an insurrection. They call it a peaceful protest. No, this is not a peaceful protest. This is an insurrection that's taking place right now. Look at that. They got stuff ready, on the ready, to cause mayhem. Blocks, bricks, and blocks. See, they're prepared for this thing here. This is the, as the minister of Farrakhan said, the unraveling of a great nation. Yes, that's what's going on. Uh, can we stop it? Who is this we? You and I, or social media? Well, I don't know. You know, my president, uh, just to use that terminology, is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Okay, Donald Trump is the President of the United States of America. He is also the Commander in Chief of the military here. So, speaking, I would say, as an American, uh, yes, this is an insurrection. They called January 6th the worst thing since Pearl Harbor. I mean, nothing of the sort. I mean, it's just madness how the propaganda is so effective. But the American people have been so dumbed down that, well, I guess we're still celebrating Easter eggs and bunny rabbits and chickens and Santa Claus and whatnots. So reality has to kick in, or it's going to kick your ass. Excuse my English, but time is short, ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, girls and boys. The last stop. Living with Reality, Truth, and Consequences. I am your host and conductor, Mansa Bay AM. And I'm so glad that you are taking the time to give me a little bit of time of your ear. But I want you to do your research. I don't want you to just take my word for things. I want to show you things that's going on, give you enough information that you can go and do your research.
So this is an example of what they did in Minneapolis during a protest. And it's the same method that they use in Los Angeles and basically everywhere these happen. That's why all these riots spontaneously fire up in key areas, mostly Democratic areas, because they know that they have the judicial.
And you want to call that's peaceful protest? No, that's obstruction of justice. That's obstructing a law enforcement. They should be arrested and charged with such, and with the full, and be let's say prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So if it's 1 year and or $1,000 fine, yep, we'll give them both. Yep. There's plenty of camps that are built out here. There's plenty of camps that they've already built. Really, for you and I, the Democrats, trust me, they are going to put us in these camps. Oh boy. The movie Civil War is very interesting that they put that out with a Trump-like figure. This is a very, it's all peaceful protest. Hands up. Don't shoot. While they burn and loot. I'm going to have some more videos for you to show exactly, to illustrate exactly what I'm saying. I mean, the looting, the destruction of businesses is taking place right now in California and in other parts of the country as well. They're just not, the propaganda, the fake news, media, they're not reporting on any of this. They're still saying, you know, this is peaceful protest, and they arrested a lady at in a Home Depot or a shopping center area or whatnot. What is it that you do not understand? That these people are here illegally, unlawfully, and you look and see that they're burning the streets. They're causing mayhem in the streets here. Some people have to go places, go to work, go to school, go wherever they want to go in a free country called America. But no, they have blocked the highways. There's a video that I'll have it later if it may come up. I'm not sure, but where this guy's in front of the police car is driving, and he's backing up, running back, and all of a sudden he falls down. Oh, the police car stops right then and there, and the fake news said that this man died. No, the police car backed up, went around him, and he got right on up. Wasn't nothing wrong with him. So believe your lying eyes or believe just lying fake news? We got to start using some common sense when people tell you what they're going to do and then you see an example of them doing it. What is so complicated about that? You got Operation Lockstep. They got Agenda 2020, Agenda 2030, your 15-minute cities. There's so much going on that, man, I just can't help but go back to they're showing this here again, that they got these blocks and stuff just waiting and ready for the rioters for nightfall. So I would imagine that there's going to be a heck of a thing going on tonight, this Sunday night, June 8th. This is the last stop broadcasting out of #1 Detroit. Living with the reality, truth and consequences. Well, the reality is that, you know, I've got to get up in the morning and do what I do. And so I just had to start this broadcast. My last broadcast was on Obama and his fakery and his treasonous actions. And all of this does tie together. Here we got these folks on the side of the street. They're preparing Molotov cocktails. Oh, but it's a mostly peace. They're getting ready for a peaceful demonstration here now. Okay, yeah, as night is falling in L.A. now, and Yeah, this thing is it's just getting warmed up. It's just getting heated up. You know. Um, yes, it is just now heating up real good. Everybody's flying their national flags, and I mean, you love your country so much. I mean, well, go back home to your country. Go back home to your country. Why are you here? Oh, you want to. Oh, Obama said want to fundamentally change America. Change it for for what purpose and to what end? Change it for what purpose and to what end? Is this change going to what is it going to do? I am I am very concerned. I know people who are out there in LA. There's one brother in particular I know in the entertainment industry. I I really would wish that he would leave there and go back to his home, uh, because Los Angeles it's dangerous out there and it's not going to get any better. Without mentioning any names, I just hope that I would wish that they would consider that, at least consider it, and because I am a little fearful for that, for him, and for uh, and for his home front as well. So I'm gonna shut down this broadcast. I know there's gonna be a lot more videos I'm gonna put together, and I go to our FOI class tomorrow night. For those of you who don't know, FOI is the Fruit of Islam, our class for the men. And maybe through the day I'll be working on some projects. And so tomorrow's going to be like a full day. And hopefully maybe Tuesday or so I can get back and down into the office here and do some studio editing and get something out ASAP. So until then, Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you, la paz usted mi corazón. I'm your host, Mansa Bay, AM. Thank you.
This was Joe Biden opening up our borders. And now when you want to live with law and order, look what the chaos has created. Fires and others trying to take over a city. This is right. You know, President Trump has the right authority. Article 2, Section 3 of the Constitution. He has a responsibility to care for the individuals. I really want to see, maybe Congress needs to look in. Why didn't the sheriff and the police come to the defense of those federal officers who needed the help? Were they told not to by political officials? Were they detained from coming and providing security to allow a city to burn and people be injured and hurt? That would be an interesting question to get answered here.
Gavin Newsom's been tweeting. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't show up. But he says this: inciting and provoking violence. This is where he says Trump's a dictator, creating mass chaos. This shows he's a dictator. Militarizing cities, arresting opponents. These are the acts of a dictator, not a president. Presidents also, I'm just going to hold back funds from this state almost entirely. How does this end?
Look, I think Gavin Newsom has spent more time on a podcast than he has with trying to protect California. You watch when the fires broke out in Southern California. He couldn't do anything and he let those continue to burn. You watch when the cities get taken over. He lets them burn. Well, isn't it time to represent
You see, we missed earlier Maxine Waters confronting the National Guard. They're talking about, are you going to shoot me with your guns? Well, if you shoot me, you better shoot straight. I mean, just completely agitating, you know. And that's her district. Well, she doesn't live there. But, oh, my goodness. It's I had to come back down and do a little bit more recording here because and I'm going to have to get this out probably this tonight. Sunday night, I'll just be up late because I want to get this information out to my family so that they won't be hoodwinked and snared by the propaganda media that's trying to make this enforcing of the law illegal. This is a republic, meaning that it's a land that's governed by law, not by mob rule, not democracy. This is not a democracy. Peaceful protest. That's what they call this here. They call this peaceful protest, you know. And you look at all the destruction, peaceful destruction. I guess that's what they're gonna call it. I don't. I started to say I don't know, but I do know. But that's what they want us to say. Well, I don't know. We just want us to give up with this blue-headed, mask-covered thing. They want something to happen. What do you say? Gavin Newsom was calling Trump a dictator. What is he supposed to do? Stand by and do nothing and just let the rioters and the illegals just take over, burn the city up, stop law enforcement from enforcing the law? So then what happens? Straight up anarchy. So if you want anarchy, well, then this is the beginning phases of it. I really don't think you want it, you know. Yes, they have a place. L.A. rioters are violent insurrectionists. That's what I said. That's what I called it earlier. This is an insurrection.
See these cop cars being thrown bricks at and defiled, and they're spitting into the cars and on the windshields. Just your Bill Malusian one, we got a profile of some of the people that ICE has picked off the streets today. You got this Ordaz guy, Mexican national, gang member, sexual battery, receiving stolen property. Aguiar, a previously deported Mexican national, gang member, convictions for assault and deadly weapon. I can go on 2 or 3 pages deep. So the people there are upset that we're pulling these people out, and they're people that they're with out of the country. It's the only way to create law and order. My feeling is, what I'm getting from you, Jonathan, is you're calling on these cops to ignore their leadership and stand by the National Guard and stand by ICE?
Well, Brian, somebody has to take control in situations like this. This can spread across the country, and we've seen it before, where chiefs of police and sheriffs do not take public safety into their own hands when there is no action by politicians. We have to remember, law enforcement goes through academies to learn their craft. They learn about the law. A lot of these politicians, they've never done anything in their life except run for office. Now they're there. Gavin Newsom is a perfect example of that. Now they're there, they're in that position, and they do not know how to lead, and they're also leftists who swear more allegiance to their party and trying to make Donald Trump look bad in this situation than they are in protecting the public. Same thing happened in the fires. It's happened in other riots that they've had here, and I want the public to know. I'm a constitutionalist. I've taken the oath to support and defend the Constitution numerous times. But this is not the First Amendment. This is not peaceful protest and right to assemble. These are riots. They are dangerous. They could cause fires, and individuals are getting hurt and sometimes killed because of this.
They have caused fires. Individuals have gotten hurt. I have seen businesses looted. I've seen them just snatch open the locked doors of a business, go in there and beat down the owner of the store. And then once the doors was open, then they just ran on in. You know, they're just not happening to be showing it here on Fox News, but on earlier broadcasts that I did have see earlier, and I do want to record them. That's why I'm down here, so I can catch them when they come back up on InfoWars. Yes, band.video. I will promote Band.video, InfoWars, and Alex Jones and Harrison Smith. He'll be on at 9 o'clock tomorrow Eastern Standard Time with a full expose on this thing right here. Because you're not going to get you're just not going to get the truth. You're just not going to get the truth from the mainstream media. You know, Fox does a decent job, and they're doing a good job as far as I'm concerned. But if you turn into CNN, MSNBC, in fact, I'm going to switch over to CNN and CNBC right now. I'm going to pull them up and see how they are and see how they're covering this thing here. And I want to bet $1 to a donut that they're going to be blaming Trump and Trump and his Nazi Gestapo tactics with the ICE. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Clashes erupt in L.A. as Trump deploys the National Guard.
People, and there's nothing unusual about that, and our police departments can manage that, but it is as though troops were rolled out in a provocative manner, and I do not see how that is helpful to Los Angeles right now. It's not the type of resources that we need in the city.
You and the governor both said this is that the presence of those National Guard troops is incendiary. Is what we're seeing right now what you were afraid would happen?
Well, absolutely. I mean, again, it's hard to describe the depth of the fear in the city because of the raids. I mean, you had a Home Depot where people were literally running through the parking.
That is Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles. She's the same Karen Bass that was over enjoying herself over in Africa, dedicating something over there while the Palisades burnt to a crisp. Okay, where they drained the reservoir so they couldn't put out the fires. So this is the same Karen Bass that has no accountability, and as you can see, the blaming the Trump. The troops being there are incendiary and causing fear. Well, I mean, again, there's a new sheriff in town, and actually the Los Angeles police and the sheriff, they need to disobey these politicians' orders, and they need to protect their citizenry from these illegal insurrectionists. But I'm going to go back with CNN.
They're not in Los Angeles, they're in an adjacent county, but these people don't even know if they're family members are still here or whether they were flown back, quote unquote, home.
So what?
That Los Angeles is home, or maybe they were even sent to another country that they have no relationship with, like the
so
people
what?
that were sent to Venezuela, and they are not Venezuelan. So this is a sense of chaos and fear, and it's just the last thing that Los Angeles needs right now at this point in time. This is not helpful.
You get the hell out of this country.
An additional logistical question, and this is a question we're trying to get to the bottom of, which is these National Guard troops they're federalized at this point. Are you aware of what their rules of engagement are? And is the LAPD actively in coordination with the National Guard at this point?
Yes, the LAPD is in coordination, and as I understand it, their mission is to protect federal property, not to be in the streets where protests might be taking place far from the federal building, but their mission is to protect the federal building downtown and the federal building in Westwood. But again, it's the intimidation factor, anger that people feel that then gets directed to the guards. And how ironic has it been, because the National Guard has been in the fire area and everybody has just been applauding and cheering them. And now to have this situation take place, it's just really unfortunate.
What situation take place? Since the National Guard are protecting the federal property, what do you mean they just happen to be in the areas of the fire? And the people were applauding the National Guard? Oh my goodness. It really hurts my intellect to listen to such I want to say criminality. And that's really what it is. It's not buffoonery. She's not a buffoon. She's not stupid. But they have an agenda, and their agenda lines up with the UN, the World Economic Forum, their 2030 agenda. Population replacement. Look it up. Population replacement. But I knew that when I went over to CNN that we would be hearing that type of diatribe. Peaceful protesters, and it's the fear that the National Guard is bringing to the people. They're scared. Well, criminals are scared when the law arrives. Yeah, that's generally how you feel. You're nervous, you're apprehensive, and you're scared because they know that they're not going to be able, for one, they're not going to be able to burn down no federal building. And two, well, I asked what my AI thing I got here at the house. I said, what are the riots like in California? And it said there was some destruction moving from Koreatown, and it listed off about 5 different towns that destruction is taking place. Again, we won't be able to see all of this unless you go to different news sources. ABC, CNN, MSNBC, they're all going to cover up and sugarcoat it. Fourth, Lauryn Hill did a thing a few years back called The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And that was just a play on words from Carter G. Woodson, I think was the author of The Miseducation of the Negro. So yeah, Negroes, you are highly educated, but you're miseducated. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said this. He said that the American Negro, so-called Negro, has to be totally re-educated. That's a big pill. Totally re-educated. I'm looking at this interview I saw earlier with Condoleezza Rice. I appreciate her skills as a pianist, but as far as a politician, she stinks. That's all I'll say about her, and I'll leave her alone because I know everybody loved him some Condi. I know Bush loved him some Condi. But this is Mansa Bay AM. Had to come back down, do a little bit more, shoot a little bit more, do a little bit more editing. I kind of got to get this out here because, again, this is for, followers of the Last Stop podcast and my family members who I will be sending it out to. They can listen to it or not, look at it or not. But I have a duty to get it out there and to send it out there. Assalamu alaikum.